all day.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Summers, once she has notarized your proof, Mr. Warren will e-file those documents along with your oath with the county clerk. I'm going to sign the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. Those letters are what you're going to use to show your authority to act on behalf of the estate. So if you need to deal with a financial institution or a real estate title company, an insurance company, you can use those letters to do so. If you'll make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Warren, getting him a listing of the assets of your mother's estate because he has 90 days to file an inventory with the court, okay?
Okay. All right. And Your Honor, everything's been signed and notarized as we speak.
All right, I have signed the order admitting the will to probate, and I will wait for you to bring in the Cura estate.
Well, we're going to just switch the computer around here, and the Cura is sitting right there.
Good morning. All right, sir, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, and I'm going to hold up the last will and testament of your wife. Is that her will?
Yes.
And is that her signature on that document?
Yes, it is.
And after the date she made this will on August 12th of 2020, did she ever revoke it or amend it?
No.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Warren.
All right. And as Judge indicated, Randy, this is the will of your mother. Is that correct? I'm sorry.
Nope.
The wife. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Your wife. Is that right? Okay. And she did die May 30th, 2021 here in Beaumont.
Yes.
And she was a resident of Jefferson County at the time of her death.
Yes.
And you also are asking for letters testamentary because there's things you need to do to administer the estate to accomplish what she put in the will. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you believe you're qualified to be the executor as I've explained the law to you.
Yes.
Good. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
All right. I hope everything goes well. You heard my instructions to Ms. Summers, sir?
Yes, I did, Judge.
Okay. So you understand how it works and that you need to cooperate with him in providing an inventory, but otherwise, I hope everything goes well. Y'all let us know if you need anything, and I hope the rest of your week is good. Y'all take care of yourself.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Meeting.
Good morning, Judge. Can you hear us?
I can, Mr. Dusler.
Thank you, sir.
Give me 1 second. Okay, Mrs. Carey, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mrs. Carey, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Martin Carey. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes.
And I'm going to go to the signature page and ask you if that's his signature on that document.
Yes, it is.
And after the date he made this will on December 10th of 2009, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Dusler.
Well, in addition to that, Judge, I'm going to ask Ms. Carey, we've filed an application for the probate of his will, that we feel like the probate's necessary. where you're named as the independent executrix of his estate. So far as you know, is everything that's contained in that application true and correct?
Yes,
And in the proof of death and other facts that we're submitting to the court, that's all true and correct?
yes,
And there's no reason why you cannot serve as the executor of the estate.
correct.
We're asking the court this morning then to approve the will, have it admitted to probate, and have you appointed as independent executor, correct?
Correct.
That's it, Judge.
Okay, let me know when her proof is notarized, Mr. Dusler.
Okay, sir, we've got it right here, and she will sign it in front of my secretary, who's the notary public. If you sign that right there. All right, and this is the oath of the independent executor, if you will sign that as well. All right, sir. And these documents have been signed. They're being notarized as we speak.
Okay, Ms. Carey, once those documents are notarized, I'll sign the order admitting Mr. Carey's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. Mr. Dusler will be able to get those letters for you from the county clerk. Those are what will give you authority to act on behalf of Mr. Carey's estate. So if you need to deal with financial institutions, insurance companies, real estate title companies, you'll be able to do that utilizing those documents. If you'll please make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Dusler in getting him a listing of the assets of the estate, because he has 90 days to file an inventory with the court. But other than that, I know that he'll guide you through the process.
Thank you, Judge. And we'd go ahead if we can order 3 letters testamentary, and I'll pick them up a little bit later today.
Okay, are we notarized?
Yes, sir. We are.
All right, we've signed the order, and I hope everything goes well, and y'all have a great week. Take
Thank
care.
You also.
All right. Bye.
Judge, on Mr. Harvey's second one, he didn't sign that order.
So,
I know, it was. Oh, my God.
Mr. Hibrick.
Or however you say the name.
I believe we're unmuted now, Your Honor.
I can hear you. The problem is I don't have video. Bottom left hand of your screen, you should be able to enable video.
Let's see here. Are we okay now, Your Honor?
I can see you now.
Thank you, sir.
Give me 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you Theodore Blewett?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, could you bring your camera down a little bit, Mr. Hebrick?
Yes, sir. Let me see if I can.
Just right there. I just need to see his face. All right, Mr. Blewett, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Mr. Blewett, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Will Edward Blewett. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you if that's his signature on that document.
Yes, Your Honor.
And after the date he made that will on April 11th of 2014, did he ever revoke it or amend it?
No, he didn't.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Hebney.
Thank you, Your Honor. You are Theodore R. Blewett.
Yes, I am.
And your brother was Will Blewett,
Yes.
and William Blewett died on May 27, 2021 in Jefferson County. 90 years, is that correct?
Yes.
And probably
Okay, Mr. Henning,
now, Will Blewett.
sir,
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you. I only hear a muffled sound when you're speaking. Mr. Blewett, has Mr. Henning given you what's called a proof of death and other facts, a document?
Yes.
Yes.
Is everything in that document true and correct and within your personal knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead and have him, do you have a notary available, sir?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, have him sign that and let me know when it's notarized.
I'll have him.
Have Mr. Blewett sign the proof of death and other facts and let me know when it's notarized.
All right, sir. Don? Linda, can you come in, please? Judge wants this notarized right now. Mr. Blewett is signing it now, Judge, and I have my notary present observing him doing so.
Okay. So, Mr. Blewett, once you've signed that proof of death and other facts and your oath, and it's been notarized by your attorney's assistant, he will e-file that with the Jefferson County Clerk. When he does that, I'll sign the order authorizing the county clerk to issue what are called letters testamentary. I'll admit the will to probate and authorize the clerk to issue letters that'll give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. Those will enable you to deal with real estate title companies, financial institutions, and so forth. Please make sure that you cooperate with your attorney in getting him a listing of the assets of your brother's estate because he has 90 days to file an inventory with the court, okay?
Okay. Say yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. We appreciate you letting us appear by Zoom.
What'd they say?
He said, thank you very much, Your Honor. We appreciate it.
All right. Has she notarized his signature?
Yes, yes, she has, Your Honor. Now he's signing his oath.
All righty. Well, go ahead and e-file those and then you can let the clerk know how many letters you want.
Your Honor, here's his notarized signature on the proof of death.
Very good. All right. Well, I hope everything goes well. Y'all let us know if you need anything.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. We appreciate it.
Y'all take care.
I grew up in Port Arthur, Your Honor.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had a hard time hearing you, sir.
I said I grew up in Port Arthur.
Oh, I'll be darned. I did too.
Okay, Judge.
Y'all have a
Thank you.
good day.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Gunn.
It just popped out. There it is. See what happens. He popped out again. You want to go to the next one? He's popped out twice.
Okay, I guess so.
Technical problems.
Mr. Adams, Coates, which is self-proven.
They can. Here we go. Yeah, we're on it pretty good.
Are you Judith Wood?
Yes, sir.
All right, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please.
Okay,
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Ms. Wood, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Marie Ann Coates. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you if that's her signature on that document.
Yes, sir, that is.
And after the date she made this will on November 25th of 1997, did she ever change it or revoke it?
Oh, no, sir, she didn't.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Adams.
Okay, Ms. Woods, Marie Ann Coates died at age 96, is that correct?
That is correct.
4 years haven't elapsed, is that correct?
Correct.
And you were appointed independent executor in her will, is that right?
Correct.
And we've gone over this proof of death and other facts this morning. Everything in it is true and correct.
Yes, sir.
And there's nothing to prohibit you from acting as her independent executrix, is that correct?
That is
And
correct.
if you're appointed, you'll do so and file an inventory and whatever the
Yes,
law allow,
Right.
asks you to do.
Mhm.
And also there's an oath, and you're going to sign this oath too before a notary. The notary's here, is that correct? Yeah. And go on and sign both of them.
Okay.
You want it notarized right now, Judge, right?
Yes, please.
I've got a notary. She's already signed the book, but she hadn't. Here's
Okay.
Sandy.
Okay. Okay.
And then sign the
All right.
proof and we hold it up for the judge.
She wants to do this one too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ms. Wood,
Yes,
once the notary has notarized your signature to the proof of death and other facts in the oath, then I'll sign the order admitting your mother's will to probate, authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. Mr. Adams will e-file those documents with the county clerk and be able to get those letters for you, and they'll give you authority to act on behalf of the estate so that you can deal with whoever you need to deal with to show your authority.
all right.
Please make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Adams in getting him a listing of the assets of your mother's estate, because he has 90 days to file an inventory with the court, okay?
All right.
Okay, here, Your Honor, here's the both documents, the proof and the oath.
All right, I've signed the order, and I hope everything goes well. Mr. Adams, y'all let us know if you need anything.
Okay, I sure thank you, Your Honor.
Y'all take care now.
Okay.
You know, try Mr. Gunn again.
I think it's gonna work this time. I'll go with that.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Can you enable your video, Mr. Gunn? Should be in your bottom left-hand corner.
Got it. Yes, sir. How about that?
There you are.
Got it? Okay, thank you, Judge.
Hey Jeff, how are you?
I'm doing well, buddy. I'm sorry you're here.
Well, under the circumstances I am too, but good things on the horizon.
Yeah, that is not not a pleasant disease.
No.
All right, Leonard, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Norma Jean Forey. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, sir, I do.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page. Ask you if that's her signature on that document.
Yes, it is.
And after the date she made this will on July 10th of 2014, did she ever revoke it or amend it?
No, she did not.
All right, and I take it Mr. Gunn has provided you with a proof of death and other facts,
He has.
and everything in there is true and correct and within your personal knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have a notary available there today, Mr. Gunn?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, I'm sorry for taking all your questions, Mr. Gunn,
No,
but
that's fine. That's
I
fine.
have a speaking engagement I have to get to. And
Okay, perfectly fine,
so
Your
if
Honor.
you'll go ahead and sign those just as your name is typed on there, and then let me know when the notary has notarized it, please.
Okay, Susie? 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 Let me go get my secretary, Judge.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Jeff, how have you been?
I need you to write that to the notary.
Been busy. I have not been bored.
We were just talking about your position. I said, that's not a position I think I'd want to have. You've been tested to the maximum.
Well, the last couple of years have cut into my fishing time, that's for sure.
Judge, he's executing the proof of death right now. I have my secretary here to be the notary.
Very good.
Then I'm going to have him sign the oath of office too, Your Honor.
Yes, sir, please. And then once you, Leonard, once you've signed those and they've been notarized, I'll sign the order admitting the will to probate. Then Mr. Gunn will e-file those with the Jefferson County Clerk. When he does that, he'll be able to get letters testamentary for you, and those letters will allow you to transfer title to real estate or do whatever you need to do to carry out the intentions of your wife's will.
Okay.
And then you'll need to cooperate with Mr. Gunn in getting him a listing of the assets of the estate, because he's got 90 days to file an inventory with the court, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate that.
Just let me know when it's notarized, Mr. Gunn.
That's one county clerk, okay.
Mr. Gunn, what is that on your bookcase? Are those bronze horses?
Though, yeah, those are a number of horses. Your Honor, there's a collection that I started through the years. First saw them at Dillard's many, many years ago. So oftentimes family members will, give me one for birthday or Christmas or something. So I have a number at home too. I probably have 25 or 30 of these. It's really a nice series. It, goes back to the Indians, the way the Indians would paint their horses. So it's really a nice collection. It really is. So, okay, she's notarizing both documents as we speak, Your Honor. And she did it. She done it.
All right, we're all signed. I've signed the order. Leonard, let me know if you need anything. We'll be happy to help. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your week and be safe out there.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you, Judge.
Take care now.
Take care.
Okay, now, Mr. Owen. This is not self-proven. Copy, okay.
yeah. I can't see myself though. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Is that Ruby May Hurls?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm looking for Tracy Bullion Hanks.
That's me.
All right, if I could get the two of you to raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Hurls, I'm going to hold up what purports to be a copy of the last will and testament of Earl Hurls. Do you recognize that as being a copy of his will?
Yes.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you if that's a copy of his signature.
Yes.
Okay. And after the day he made this will on November 17th of 2010, did he ever revoke it or amend it?
No.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, Ms. Hanks, you were the notary on that document. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so I'm going to go back to the self-proving affidavit and ask you, did you notarize that document?
Yes.
And did you do it in the presence of the testator, Mr. Hurls, and the two witnesses?
Yes, sir.
And I can take notice from the death certificate that Mr. Hurls was of appropriate age, and both the witnesses, Kayla Jones and Kristen Godwin, were above the age of 14.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Ms. Hurls, has your attorney provided you with a document called a proof of death and other facts?
Yes.
And have you read that document?
Yes.
Is everything contained therein true and correct and within your personal knowledge?
Yes.
And you were married to Mr. Hurls for 65 years?
Yes.
That's a pretty good long run.
Yes.
Very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
All right, so Ms. Hurls, what's going to happen, and I'm sorry, Mr. Owen, that I'm taking all your questions, but I've got a speaking engagement I've got to run to, so I'm kind of trying to get through these through these hearings a little bit more quickly.
Perfectly fine, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Hurls, what's going to happen is you're going to make arrangements, as well as Ms. Hanks, to sign your proofs before a notary public and get those to him. He'll e-file those with the county clerk. When he does that, I'm going to sign the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue you letters testamentary that will give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. I didn't ask Mr. Owen, do you have an explanation for the reason of the non-production of the original of the document?
They just made a diligent search, Your Honor, and they just could not find the original. They actually thought they had an original and sent one or two of them to me, but they all turned out to be copies.
Okay, so Ms. Earls, you did make a diligent search and when they were unable to find the original, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, well, as soon as we get those notarized documents filed with the clerk, then I'll sign the order. Mr. Owen will get you your letters testamentary. You'll need to cooperate with him in getting him a listing the assets of your husband's estate, because he has 90 days from the date I signed the order to file an inventory with the court, okay?
Okay.
All right, I hope everything goes well. Y'all take care and let us know if you need anything.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care now.
Tracy, you have what you need?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I'll call you here in a second, Ms. Hurls.
Okay, Mr.
Okay.
Brown.
You're gonna call me in a second. See it.
I'm glad I did stay because I had to click on and click it out.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, good morning, Kurt.
Good morning, Jeff. How you doing?
Better not deserve, buddy.
Yeah, keep praying for me, my friend. Keep praying for me.
All right, let's see. Do we have Nina Bragg and Billy Cole there?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I could get all three of you to raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God? Okay, where's Miss Bruni? Is she on there?
Oh, she was. What happened to her?
Hold on just a second, Mr. Townsend. We lost Miss Bruni.
Okay.
There she is.
Sorry about that.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Townsend.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Cole, I have in front of you a statement of facts for this case. Have you had a chance to review that?
Yes, I have.
Is everything in that true and correct?
Yes, it is.
And the people that are listed in there are the heirs of Miss Rosemary Washington.
Yes, they are.
Okay. No further questions of that witness, of this witness, Your Honor.
Any questions, Ms. Bruni? I've read your report.
No, sir.
Thank you. Go right ahead, Mr. Townsend.
And Ms. Bragg, same thing, you have a statement of facts in front of you. Is everything in that true and correct?
True and correct.
And you've had a chance to review that, correct? Okay. No further questions of this witness, Your Honor.
I don't have any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Bruni. Go right ahead.
Okay, and Mr. Washington, I have in front of you a proof of death and other facts that we filed in this case. You've had a chance to review that?
Yes, sir.
And everything in that is true and correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're asking the court to appoint you the administrator of the estate?
Yes, sir.
And if so appointed, you agree to be bound, you have this oath in front of you, you agree to be bound by that oath?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm just looking at these waivers. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
John Henry. All right. All right. Do you have their proof there with them?
I do, Your Honor, and I have a notary as well.
Okay, go ahead and let me know when their proofs are signed. And Ms. Bruni, if you'd like to be excused, you may be.
Thank you, Judge.
Your order.
Thank you, Ms. Bruni.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll make it. Yes, ma'am.
Kurt,
Huh?
so what's going to happen is once y'all have signed your proofs and they've been passed, I'm going to sign the declaring heirship and the order granting independent administration of your mother's estate. And Mr. Townsend's going to file those proofs with the county clerk, and then he'll be able to pick up letters of administration. You can use those letters to show your authority to act on behalf of the estate. So if you need to deal with financial institutions, real estate title companies, insurance companies, anything like that, you'll use those letters to do so. Now, you're going to need to cooperate with Mr. Townsend in getting him a listing of the assets of your mother's estate, because he's got 90 days to file an inventory with the court. But he'll explain to you what needs to be in that document, okay?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Townsend, just let me know when the notary is finished.
Okay. Making the notary nervous by we're all watching them. They've all been notarized.
All righty. All right, Kurt, I've signed the judgment declaring heirship and the order authorizing independent administration. I hope everything goes well. I know he'll do a good job of explaining the process to you. If you need anything, feel free to call me, buddy. I hope you take care of yourself.
Okay, man, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
All right, take it.
Like Mr. Dowden.
This is, real annex.
Joshua Hines.
Administration. I think there's a affidavit of assets.
Why is my video off?
Everybody is.
This is.
Okay. That's Josh flashing there. I wonder what's causing that.
You might want to tell them we've had to revise our
Wonder if that's,
affidavit of assets.
I'm going to do that. Larry, you need to turn your video on. Okay, video. Good. All right. You got me? Okay. How's it going, Josh? Hey. Josh, this is Michelle Williams, our applicant. Y'all not met.
Good morning.
Good morning. We need to find out who's the executor. I wonder what this is all about, if this is us or if it's the county flashing, we're flashing with Judge and Josh. The executor of his will. Well, we need to get his will.
Appointed the executor of his estate.
And we may need to get it. Never seen that before. Josh, are we clear? Can you see us? You're flashing. You and Judge are flashing for us.
No, I can see you fine.
Okay, good. So this is, yeah.
Okay, so tell me what's going on, Mr. Dowden.
Yeah.
Barry Jackson predeceased the decedent, and then secondarily appointed with Philip Chauvin.
And Mr. Chauvin, Your Honor, has declined to serve. I've corresponded with him, spoken with him several times, begged him to serve, Judge, and he just, he's got his own business and had some concern about liability maybe down the road or something and just declined. I begged him, but he wouldn't serve. So I approached Mr. Hines to see if, subject to your approval, he would agree to serve. So we've got an application asking the court to admit the will to probate and issue letters of administration to Mr. Hines. There's a community interest in the house on Bryan in Groves and some contents, separate property contents in the house that are owned by the decedent to be disposed of. Very, very little debt, I understand, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Williams, if I get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Williams, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Mary Lou Jackson. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you if you recognize that as being her signature.
Yes, sir.
And at the date she made this will on June 4th of 2014, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
Okay, go right ahead. I'll waive the oath for Mr. Hines as an officer of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor. You're Michelle Williams. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Williams, you're here today to regarding the estate of your mother, Mary Lou Jackson. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And I understand that Ms. Jackson passed away on or about October 22nd of 2020. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you've previously identified her last will and testament. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And you heard me mention to Judge Brannick earlier about our situation with the executors in the estate. Your stepdad, Barry Jackson, predeceased your mom. Is that true?
Yes.
So Mr. Philip Chauvin was appointed successor executor by your mom in her last will and testament that we filed. Is that true?
Yes.
And is it your understanding Mr. Chauvin's executed paperwork where he's declined to serve? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
He did that paperwork for Mr. Lance Bradley, who initially had this file. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and but we've approached him and asked him to reconsider, and he just won't serve. Is
No,
that
sir.
right? Okay, so we're asking the court this morning to appoint Mr. Josh Hines to serve as the administrator of your mother's estate. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you had a chance to look over the proof of death and other facts that we're going to file with the court today?
Yes, sir.
Everything in that document's within your knowledge and true and correct. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you feel like it would be in the best interest of the estate to have Mr. Hines appointed to serve as the administrator of the estate. Is that right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Just to let Judge know, there's your mom has her children, your siblings, and then stepchildren, which would of course be Mr. Jackson's children. And there are a number, there's 13. How many of them all together are there now?
There's 11 or 12.
11.
I've lost
Okay.
count.
Okay, so most all of you, I understand, are on the same page, but maybe one or two aren't. So it'd really be best to just have a disinterested person to handle this
Yes,
estate.
sir.
And you've, before today's hearing, never met or spoke with Mr. Hines. Is that true?
That's true.
Okay, Judge, that's all I have from Ms. Williams, unless you need anything further.
Okay, what do you see with respect to on?
Well, Judge, we filed with the court an affidavit of assets in which we recited that the house was worth $270,000, and we believe that to be true. But the problem is, Judge, it's only, our interest is only an undivided 1/2 interest. So we have prepared.
170,000.
I'm sorry.
170,000 value on the house, and household contents of 80,000.
But the house, Judge, it's only an undivided 1/2 interest. Mr. Jackson, we're reviewing his will, and Ms. Jackson's interest, it was community property, and I understand that he left his house he left her a life estate, Ms. Jackson, but his half will go to his children. And so I think that it should be 85,000 because it's an undivided 1/2 interest on the house, unless you think I'm mistaken about that. But the contents now, 80,000. I understand there's some really nice personal effects in there, and that almost every bit of it is the separate property of the decedent, Ms. Jackson. So we put 80,000 on that for a total now of 165,000. And Mr. Hines doesn't have that new affidavit of assets, Judge. We just prepared it because we just, in talking to Ms. Jackson, realized that Mr. Jackson's will is leaving his half to his children.
Okay. To sign their proofs and get those in the court, I'll sign the order admitting the will to probate and issue letters of administration with the will annexed.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you, Josh.
Have a great.
I'll call you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your new affidavit of assets. Sign that, and then we have your proof. Somewhere. Do you mind? I shuffled it all real good.
It fell. But it fell in order. You
It
did
did,
good.
I know. Of all the times.
I give you